Ever feel like AI is everywhere you turn, but you're still not sure how to actually use it in your business?
Yeah, it's like everyone's talking about it, but it feels a million miles away from what we're doing day to day.
Right. So today we're going to try and bridge that gap a little, diving into some insights from Insignia.
Insignia.
They're all about helping businesses, your business, actually use AI to grow, but in a smart way.
Okay, so what makes them different? There's a ton of AI companies out there.
That's the thing. They get it. It's not just about the tech itself. It's about figuring out what your business actually needs.
Because you can't just sprinkle on some AI and call it a day, right?
Exactly. And that's what's refreshing about their approach. It's like they start by saying, okay, what are your goals? Not, here's our latest gadget.
So it's more of a partnership than just like a vendor relationship.
Totally. More like having a co-pilot for this whole AI journey. And they don't shy away from the huge potential impact this stuff can have either.
We talked in full-on revolution, not just like automating a few spreadsheets.
Oh, yeah. They're talking about changing how businesses fundamentally work using data and AI to make smarter decisions across the board.
Okay, now that gets my attention, but where do you even start with something that big?
Well, Insignia, they've got this thing called the Knowledge Hub, and it's all about unifying your data.
Unifying. Like my data's a mess. Spreadsheets, CRMs, the whole 9 yards.
That's exactly what it's for. It brings all those different systems and formats together in one place so you can actually make sense of it.
So instead of data being a roadblock to AI, it becomes like the foundation.
You got it. But then comes the AI part, and I know that's where things can get a little intimidating, even for someone like me who follows this stuff.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the weeds with AI, all the different terms and technologies.
Right, so Insignia actually lists out the most common challenges businesses face with AI, almost like they've been listening in on our doubts.
Like what? Give me an example.
So, like, how do you tailor AI to your specific needs?
Right, because it's not one size fits all.
And then there's the ROI question. How do you know if it's actually worth the investment?
Makes sense. You don't want to throw money at something without knowing the payoff.
And of course, everyone wants to know how long it takes to actually see results, because AI isn't exactly an overnight fix.
So they've identified the pain points. That's a good start. But do they actually have answers?
They do. And this is where it gets really cool. They have a solution for each of those challenges, all part of what they call their AI studio.
AI Studio. Sounds fancy.
It's actually all about giving you more control and flexibility. They've got this range of large language models, or LLMs.
What LMs? Like what?
Think of them like the brains behind the AI operation, each one specialized in a different area, like language processing or image recognition.
Okay, so you're telling me I can have a team of AI experts at my fingertips.
Essentially, yes. And here's the kicker. You control these LLMs using simple prompts, like giving instructions in plain English.
Wait, hold on. Plain English, no coding required.
You got it,
Yeah.
which is huge for businesses that don't have a whole team of data scientists on staff.
Okay, that's impressive, but I have to ask, what about keeping this thing running smoothly once it's all set up?
That's a great question, and it's something Insignia emphasizes as well. They call it performance optimization.
So it's like AI isn't something you just set and forget.
Exactly. It needs to be constantly refined and improved, just like any other part of your business.
And how do they do that?
Well, they use a bunch of different techniques, but one they highlight is data fusion, which is basically combining different data sources to get a more complete picture.
So it's like having an AI that's always learning and evolving.
Exactly. And that's crucial because the AI landscape is changing so rapidly, you don't want to be stuck with a solution that becomes obsolete in a year or two.
That makes sense, but let's shift gears a bit. How does Insignia actually help you put this into action? I mean, it's one thing to talk about AI, it's another to actually implement it.
Right, and they've got a clear roadmap for that. They've broken it down into 4 stages.
4 stages. Hit me with them.
All right, so stage 1 is vision and strategy, which makes sense, right?
You got to know why you're doing this. What's the end game?
Exactly. Before you dive into any new technology, you need to figure out how it aligns with your bigger goals.
Otherwise, you're just chasing shiny objects.
Exactly. Then comes the data exploration phase, which is all about taking stock of what you have and identifying potential areas where AI can have an impact.
So it's like laying the foundation, making sure your data is in good shape before you start building the AI house.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And once you've got that foundation, you move on to, you guessed it, AI implementation.
All right, so this is where the rubber meets the road, where Insignia's team gets to work actually building your custom AI solutions.
Exactly. And they don't just hand you a finished product and disappear. There's a final stage, AI optimization.
So they're with you for the long haul, making sure you're getting the most out of your investment.
Totally. They equip you with the tools and insights to monitor your AI, make adjustments as needed, and continually refine it for optimal performance.
Okay, I'm liking what I'm hearing so far, but I'm dying to know what this actually looks like in action.
Me too. So let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll dive into some specific examples of Insignia's AI in action across a bunch of different industries.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
All right, so we've talked about Insignia's framework, the how they approach AI integration.
Right. The 4 stages and all that.
Exactly. But now I want to dig into the what, like, what does this actually look like in practice?
Show me the magic.
Well, they've got their AI solutions kind of categorized. 3 main buckets: TaskCraft AI, DataSense AI, and Creative Mind AI.
Okay, catchy names, but what's the difference?
So each one tackles a different aspect of your business, and honestly, some of the applications are pretty mind-blowing.
Well, don't leave me hanging. Break it down.
Okay, so TaskCraft AI, this one's all about streamlining operations, making things more efficient.
Like what kind of things?
Think, your HR department bombarded with the same questions day in and day out.
Oh, tell me about it. We could use some help there.
That's where their HR bot comes in, automating those repetitive inquiries. So your HR team can actually focus on, being human.
That's smart, freeing up people to do what they do best.
Exactly. And it's not just HR. They've got consumer order automation, using chatbots to manage orders, answer questions, the whole 9 yards.
So customers get instant support, and the business saves time and money. Win-win.
You got it. And it all ties back to this idea of TaskCraft AI taking over those tedious tasks that suck up so much time and energy.
Makes sense. So what about DataSense AI? That one sounds intriguing, especially for the finance folks out there.
Oh, yeah. This one's a game changer for turning all that raw data into actual insights, making it work for you.
Okay, because data's great, but only if you can actually understand it.
Exactly. And they've got this one example, AI-powered expense reports. It's like music to my ears.
Expense reports. Go on. You've got my attention.
So their AI can actually extract the data from receipts, the dates, the amounts, and automatically populate your expense report.
No more manual entry. Sign me up.
Right. It's about saving time, reducing errors, and giving finance professionals the insights they need to make smart decisions.
Okay, so we've covered operations and finance. What about sales and marketing? That's where Creative Mind AI comes in.
You got it. This one's all about leveraging AI to understand your customers better, create more personalized experiences.
Personalization is key these days. Everyone wants to feel like they're more than just a number.
Absolutely. And Insignia's got this figured out. Think generating content that's tailored to each individual customer, optimizing pricing based on real-time data.
It's like having a crystal ball that predicts what customers want before they even know it themselves.
Right. But at this point, it all sounds great in theory.
Right. I was just going to say, do they have the receipts? Can they back up these claims?
That's the million-dollar question. And thankfully they do. They've got a whole section dedicated to case studies, real-world examples of this stuff in action.
Okay, let's hear it. Give me the highlights.
All right, so one that caught my eye was Gen AI MetaHuman. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure what a metahuman even is in this context.
It sounds kind of sci-fi, but I'm intrigued.
Me too. But let's move on to one that's a little clearer. Generative insights for telco big data.
Telco big data, that's a mouthful, and something tells me they've got a lot of it.
Oh yeah, the telecommunications industry is swimming in data, but Insignia helped one company make sense of it all.
Like how?
Think connecting different data sources, creating visualizations, and basically turning all that raw data into actionable insights.
So instead of just having a bunch of numbers, they have a story they can actually use.
Exactly. And then there's this other case study with Active, the retail giant.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of them.
So Insignia helped them develop an AI-powered CRM, and the results were pretty impressive.
Okay, I'm all ears. Give me the numbers.
They saw a 20% increase in first purchases, a 17% recovery of abandoned carts.
Those are some serious results. And what was that last one?
Oh yeah, a 50% reduction in browsing abandonment.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. Real, measurable impact.
Right. It's one thing to talk about potential, but these case studies show that Insignia is actually delivering on their promises.
They're walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Exactly. And the best part is they've got a whole roster of other case studies too, spanning different industries, different challenges.
So they're not just a one-trick pony. They've got solutions for a wide range of business needs.
Precisely. But I think what really sets them apart is how they always tie their AI solutions back to business value.
Right. It's not about implementing AI for the sake of it. It's about solving real problems and getting a return on your investment.
Exactly. It's about using AI to make your business smarter, more efficient, and ultimately more successful.
Well said. So we've covered a lot of ground here, from the nitty-gritty of Insignia's framework to some pretty impressive real-world examples.
We have, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the potential of AI, not just the hype.
Me too. Insignia's approach is refreshing. They're not just selling a product, they're selling a partnership.
A partnership that can help businesses like ours navigate the complex world of AI and unlock incredible opportunities.
Well said. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a step back and distill all of this information into some key takeaways for our listeners.
Great idea. Because while all of this is super exciting, it's important to know how to actually APPly it to your own business.
Exactly. So let's break it down and give our listeners some actionable insights they can use to start their own AI journey.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from Insignia's framework to those amazing case studies.
We have, and I've got to say, I'm feeling way less intimidated by AI now.
Me too. Insignia really breaks it down in a way that makes sense, no matter what size your business is or how tech-savvy you are.
Right. It's like they've demystified the whole thing. And more importantly, they've shown how AI can actually be useful, not just a buzzword.
Exactly. And I think one of the biggest takeaways here is that AI is best approached as a partnership, not just a tech purchase.
100%. You need someone who gets your business, your goals, and can help you navigate all the options, not just sell you the latest gadget.
Right, and that's where Insignia's four-stage framework comes in. It provides a roadmap, a starting point, which can feel overwhelming otherwise.
Makes sense. You got to know where to start. And their
Yeah.
first stage, vision strategy, that's key.
Absolutely, because it's easy to get swept up in all the exciting AI possibilities, but you need to tie it back to your why, your business objectives.
Otherwise, you're just throwing technology at a problem without a clear purpose.
Precisely. And once you have that clear vision, then you can move on to data exploration, right?
Right, because data is the lifeblood of AI. You can't have one
Right.
without the other.
It's like the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. You need clean, high-quality data to train your AI models effectively.
And that's where Insignia's expertise can really help. They can help you make sense of your data, identify the good stuff, and use it strategically.
Exactly. And then, of course, comes the actual AI implementation, the exciting part where things start to come together.
This is where Insignia really shines. They have the technical chops to design and build custom AI solutions tailored to your specific needs.
Exactly, but they don't just leave you hanging after the initial setup. That's where AI optimization comes in.
Right, because AI isn't static, it's constantly learning and evolving, which means your solutions need to as well.
Exactly. And Insignia equips you with the tools and insights to monitor your AI, make adjustments, and basically ensure that it's always working for you, not the other way around.
So it's an ongoing process, a partnership that continues even after the initial implementation.
Exactly. And those case studies we talked about, they're proof that this approach works. They've helped businesses across industries achieve some pretty incredible results.
Real-world results, that's what matters at the end of the day, and it's clear that Insignia is delivering on their promises.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Mm.
I think the message is clear. AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet.
It takes careful planning, the right partner, and a commitment to continuous learning and improvement.
But if you're willing to put in the work, the potential is limitless, and Insignia can help you unlock it.
I can indeed.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.